our second home. We come to conquer, no we never walk alone. We dominate, the cream of the crop, drawing all our strength from the roar of the cock. It's all for one, and one for all. Pass a new, we're talking total football. Here we go again, Roy's red machine. Liverpool, the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Hello and welcome back to the Liverpool Groove. Got all four of us again today on match day, derby day. It's going to be absolutely fucking huge. We're getting Rafa sacked today, I can feel it. I don't want to, but it's Rafa, but some things have got to be done. How are we all doing, lads? We okay?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
Excellent. Just want to start, first of all, with the sad news we got yesterday of the passing of legend Ray Kennedy. 70, I mean, it's no age to go, but yeah, Parkinson's, so I think it was about 35 years, and he's just at peace now, I think. Probably a bit before all our times, really, to truly appreciate him, but Jay, I'm sure your dad's told you many stories about him.
Loads, lads. He always brags about Kennedy, says he's one of the most underrated players he's ever known. He absolutely idolised him, like. And he signed from Arsenal. I was talking to Dave from the Ragamuffins earlier, and he was saying when he was diagnosed, he'd done like murals at Arsenal and Anfield, either ends, with his shirt numbers. So it goes to show how appreciated he was at the clubs in the long run. Like, it's sad. It seems like it's every week now we're losing someone else. So it must be harder for the older generation seeing that their idols going week by week. But say what a team Shankly and Paisley are building in that sky. Eh?
I know.
Unbelievable.
Crazy. Have either of you, Neil or Craig, got any stories you've heard about Kennedy?
Well, I was looking earlier on, because I always like to, obviously players that come before our time, I always like to, I mean, I love Wikipedia. So I was looking on Wikipedia and I seen that in 68 to 74, he played 158 games for Arsenal, scored 53 goals. And then we signed him in 74 and he played 275 games for us and scored 51. So it shows you what type of player he was to have done that for both of them clubs. And then he moved on to Swansea and Hartlepool. So, yeah, and I looked as well. He played 17 games for England and scored 3 goals. So it was just one of them. Obviously, I was born in 1984, so way past my time. But it's just something I like to read. And he seemed like a really, really decent person as well from what I was reading. And the tributes that are flying in from all angles shows you that. So that's what I know and what I've learned today.
What about you, Craig? Anything?
Myself, really, just heard about him through my granddad, really, well before my time, with me being born in 91. I've never watched him or nothing like that, but obviously stories from older family members and stuff, I've heard he was a good player and stuff, and it was like, obviously, a lot of the older players now, as you said, they just seem to be coming to the end of the time now, and it's sad to see, but yeah, he'll be missed by the older Liverpool family, really, and a lot of the older generation as well.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be a fitting tribute to him at tonight's game by both sides. Everton, to be fair to them, when something like this happens, they're always great with stuff like this, and credit to them. So, rest in peace, Ray Kennedy. You'll be sadly missed. Yeah. So, since we last done an episode, we've had a couple of games, and to be fair, we pissed a lot of them. It's been a great week to be a Liverpool fan, really. Starting with the Porto game, very, very comfortable in the end. How many times have you all watched Thiago's goal?
Oh, a few times. Like, yeah, a few times with me. Definitely. Brilliant goal. Like, it doesn't even look like it touches the floor once it leaves his foot. It like spins off, doesn't it? And like, it's a brilliant goal.
I've paused it so many times in each little section just to see if it does. It's brilliant. Yeah. But you know what? I was in the what stand was I in? I was in the Kenny Dalglish stand. And as soon as the ball bounced outside the box, I went to my dad, this is in. And I don't know why, because it didn't even look like he was going for it. And then all of a sudden, but it was a bit like Gerrard's at West Ham, weren't it?
Yeah. Like the Olympiacos as well, weren't it? When it just come back as well. It was just...
Yeah. The way he positioned his body in that was just magic, absolutely world class.
I think you see now he's coming into a bit of form, and starting to see the Thiago that we all wanted to see when he signed for us, which is good.
Yeah. I never doubted it for 1 minute.
No.
I never doubted it for 1 minute. It's Thiago. I mean, I watched a lot of him at Bayern Munich. I mean, they literally Bayern Munich used him as the go-to man. So he's not going to go and do what he did at Bayern and win the trophies he won at. And let's not forget Barcelona. Xavi wanted to make him his first signing, but he won't go back. So to me, this is not surprising. And if he stays fit, it's only going to get better. Expect more of that. Is what I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
fit. That's been our concern. He's an absolute beautiful player. Like, he's brilliant. Can't wait to see more of him.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Same. I think you've got to give him a bit of leeway. You can't really hold him to the same sort of standards as the rest of the midfielders. He's going to give the ball away more than the rest of the midfielders because he's trying passes that they can't even fucking think of. And you see it all the time. He's just trying different things. He reminds me very much of Alonso in the way he tries to just pick them passes that no one else can see.
He very rarely goes back as well, which is good. He just likes to get the ball forward and look out for the front three really and go ahead, and which is something that I like to see myself. I don't like going back, but it's nice to see.
It's probably a bit early to say this, but I think if he stays fit and we go into the Champions League with him alongside Henderson and Fabinho, because that's the midfield I think we all want to see, the three. I can't see anybody touching us in the Champions League this season. I really can't. I just genuinely believe that if he stays fit, he just links the play. And you've got Hendo's work rate with Fabinho mopping up. That's what wins us the European Cup, in my opinion, if he stays fit again. That's what we want him to do.
No, them games in Europe, they shoot him down to a T. He gets so much space. He gets so much time on the ball. And you don't want to give someone like that the amount of time and space he gets in Europe. So I have to agree. I think, we've said it before many times, that's the midfield we want to see.
Yeah.
But it's nice, you're seeing players like Ox coming into form. Naby Keita, again, he's another one. If you can keep him fit, you've seen how good he was at Leipzig. There's a reason we paid nearly 60 million for him. We're coming into now seeing, I think we're starting to see the best of all of our midfielders, maybe with the exception of Keita, because he is still getting injured. It's a nice moment to be in at the minute. And then, so as I say, Porto was comfortable. It was nice to see some of the younger lads getting a run out. Tyler Morton, I thought, was brilliant. Again, he hasn't put a foot wrong since he's been in the first team. Do you think we're going to start seeing him? Do you think he's maybe starting to warrant to start in the Prem?
Not yet. Not for me.
I think it's a bit too early.
Too early at the moment, yeah. Well, especially when you consider the fact that you've just said that Oxlade-Chamberlain's starting to look like he's getting back. He deserves a run now. I think if Keita's not fit, which he never is, in my opinion, he's had 3 years now to get fit. I mean, how long we're going to keep waiting for him to get fit? I mean, it's like every single year, and it's frustrating because he's a great player in there. If you put Ox ahead of him, then you got James Milner back. Milner needs to play for his experience. It's in the odd game, when he just dips in and does a job. Tyler Morton's made for the Carabao Cup to start against Leicester, hopefully then get through to the semis, start him again. And can you imagine if we got to the final? Play Tyler Morton in the final. Can you imagine the experience he'd get on the job? That's what the Carabao Cup's there for. Even the FA Cup, let's get a good round tie in the third round. Maybe get some lower division clubs like bloody Pep Guardiola always seems to bloody get third, fourth, and fifth rounds and all the time. Blood the youngsters in. We've got to win the league this year, and we've got to win the Champions League, in my opinion, because we've got robbed of it because of COVID. Couldn't even celebrate it. We haven't had a parade, and also, can you imagine if Klopp left today? We can't leave with him winning one league title. We can't leave with him winning one European Cup. And for me, Tyler Morton will get his chance at Liverpool. For now, we've got to put our best team out in most of the competitions, bar the Carabao, to win everything so that Klopp leaves with a legacy, not just one great season. That's what I say, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think, don't get me wrong, he's going to be a legend forever and he'll walk on water with those fans forever. But he has got to add to that cabinet. And I think if he's given a few quid in the summer and that, he could reign for years and years, or be up there at least. So I agree. Give the kids a chance in the Carabao Cup. Once it gets a bit serious, put in a few more serious players. Same with the FA Cup, and try and win the lot. But we're capable, aren't we? We know we're capable. But you were saying before about Europe. I'm that confident about Europe. Me and the lads were talking about booking flights to Russia the other day. And we
I agree. I'm
270 from Manchester. So we're getting on them next week. All being well, we're allowed to fly again because this is all gone bad.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that happened again? Imagine if we won the league again and we had to start. Oh, for God's no, that's their both thinking, does it?
Just be our luck, that, to be honest.
Oh, God. 2 league titles.
I think we'd have to just have the parade anyway that time to say that.
Yeah, definitely.
Not ask, fuck it.
Oh, yeah.
Can't not have it twice.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't even remember. Who got the second against Porto? My mind's gone blank on that one.
I think mine has as well.
What's the second goal? I think it was just forgot about where
No,
it's Thiago.
it was the first goal. It's hang on.
It was Salah, wasn't it? It was Salah. He put
Yeah,
the
it
player
was,
on his
yeah.
arse
Oh,
and
yeah,
then
Yeah,
Salah.
there we go.
put the player on his arse and then
This
slotted into the...
This is a right intellectual podcast, isn't it?
No, you know what, right? Like Jay said, I think the goal's just been forgot about because you look how good Thiago's was, and in any other game, Salah's would be the highlight, but it's just completely forgot about because Thiago decided to forget what the fucking law of gravity, and that ball just went in like how it did. It was fucking crazy. Like,
Salah's goal was amazing as well, by the way.
I know, I was going to say, it wasn't even like it was a bad goal either. He put the players on his arse, didn't he, and then just slotted in. So it's...
But that's just typical Salah, though, isn't it? That's what would become accustomed to with him.
Yeah.
So, again, a highlight for most players is Mo Salah's every game. So that's the level he's playing at the minute. 7th, by the way, Ballon d'Or. But we haven't.
Absolutely.
No.
Pathetic, that. I'm not being funny. Messi's done hardly fuck all for PSG. So if it was going to be him or Ronaldo who won it, it should have been Ronaldo. Ronaldo's carrying Man United on his own at the minute. And
it shouldn't have been either of them.
It shouldn't have been. I think Lewandowski should have won it.
Yeah,
regardless of Salah being Salah, it should have been. Lewandowski should have been close enough to winning it. Obviously Salah as well, but you look at the players what they've been doing last season and for the last few seasons and stuff, and Messi and that have been slowing down, whereas Salah and Lewandowski are still keen to be keeping the numbers up, really. So it's
don't forget it's based on a lot of it's based on tournaments.
Yeah,
what they win and stuff like that.
He won Copa America, didn't he?
Copa America. Ronaldo won nothing. Salah won nothing, although he carried us largely, you could say, last season. But yeah, I think Lewandowski should have won it with Salah second.
I'd agree. I'd say Salah first, being biased, like, but I think next season if Salah doesn't win it, they need to just fucking scrap the whole competition. It's a joke.
I mean, it's weird. It's because it's all voted for by the players and coaches and all that. You'd like to think there's not.
It's not. That's what I thought. It's not voted by players and coaches. It's voted by the journalists. Klopp was asked in his press conference today about that result, and he said, "Well, who votes it? It's the journalists in it." And they went, "Yeah, it says." He said, "Well, it's your fault then. It's all yours." So it was. I didn't know that myself. I presumed it was players and coaches.
I thought it was players and coaches myself as well.
So is it the FIFA award
that's football journalist that's the Ballon d'Or?
Right. Okay. So is it the FIFA award that's voted for by the coaches?
I think it might be.
Because I know one of them is because they split, didn't they? Where it was used to just be one award, the Ballon d'Or, and then it split to like the Ballon d'Or and the FIFA Best Men's Player.
Just while I'm on here now, I've just Googled it quickly, just to cap up what I'm saying. It says here the winners of the FIFA Ballon d'Or were chosen by international journalists and the coaches and captains of national teams. That's what it is. So it is international journalists. So we're all right in some kind of way. That's what it is. Love Google.
We'd be fucking lost without it, wouldn't we?
Oh, no, we would.
Yeah, fucking hell. No, as I say, Salah's normal games are most players' highlights at the moment. So I'm not surprised we kind of forgot about that. It was a Nottingham game, but we attacked it in the right manner. We were professional about it, and they had chances. To be fair to them, I think Alisson made a good few saves, and he's been phenomenal lately. By the way, just want to point that out. Barring the West Ham game.
Yeah, Southampton as well. He was brilliant against Southampton. Even though he didn't have loads to do, when he did have something to do, he done it well. So
sign of a great keeper.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, like I mentioned, obviously he didn't have the greatest of games against West Ham. I think he seems to have one sort of blip a season. Are we confident that was his blip this season, Jay?
Well, I'm just hoping it's not tonight against Everton. Do you know what I mean? That's all. Just wanted to have a screaming of a game and just get
Don't say that now.
No, he can sit that. He can have a fucking take a chair with him to go to Sunny Sound.
I'll tell you, whatever he does, Pickford will do again. He'll do better.
Oh, I don't know. He seems to always have a good game against us, Pickford, doesn't he? When he plays, it's audible.
Most keepers do, though. I think when you consider how many shots we have against these shit teams a game, they make 12 saves because we've had 40 shots. Like,
I think what's going to be the difference is, I think for the last 17 games, we scored 2 or more goals. And I think if we do that again, Everton, there's nowhere near going to compete with scoring more than 3 goals past us. Not a chance.
No, not the way they're playing at the moment.
No. I think they got 13 points out of 15, haven't they? Something like that, like 15 games. Or 15 points out of 13 games, one of the two. But I'm not worried about them anyway. Just as long as we get the job done.
That's it. So as you mentioned, Alisson had a great game against Southampton. Again, we done that the right way. Very professional, clinical. Jota had a great game. I was a bit worried at the start, I'm not going to lie. They got the corner after about 12 seconds, did they? And I just thought, shit, this is going to be one of them dodgy games. But then Jota pops up at the other end. How impressed have you been with Jota lately, Neil?
Oh, I mean, I absolutely love his tenaciousness, his movement, his coolness in front of goal. We were speaking about this on the last podcast, that he reminds me so much of Robbie Fowler. But it's just pure quality. And I think that if, fortunately Bobby's injured, but it's like we're not missing Bobby now. That's how well he's done. And it's like what'll happen is, what Klopp's like, once Bobby does get back to fitness, he'll drop. He's not going to remove Mane, because Mane again was unbelievable against Southampton, and Salah. So they're always the two that stay out the three. But he's got a great attitude because he doesn't kick off when he's on the bench. He just comes on and does the business if he comes on as sub. But I think at the moment, it's getting to the point now where you might have to say to yourself, he's got to stay in the team. He has to keep playing until he goes on a run of not scoring in a couple of games or something like that. And then you put in Bobby. But I think Klopp has loyalty to Bobby Firmino, a major amount of loyalty. And I think that's why. And let's not forget that Jota's 23, I think. So he probably knows that this front three are not going to last that much longer, So I think he's been told by Klopp, keep happy, keep playing when I put you in. When I bring you on, do the business, because you're the future of this front three. It'll be eventually you and two new ones in 3 years. That's what I think. And I think he knows that. So, yeah, I love the way he plays. Love the fact that I don't even know. Could you ask? I don't know what foot he is. Is he right or left? I don't know.
He's like both, isn't he?
I just don't know. He's just both. So, yeah, to me, brilliant.
Yeah, he's certainly taken it up a level, I think, this season. Especially, I think he's got 7 in the league already. I think he got 9 in total all of last season. But the signing coming as a bit of a shock, I think, last season. I don't think anybody really expected him to do as well as he has done. Do you think he now should be starting over Bobby? I know Bobby's had a good start to the season before he got injured, which is nice. It's nice to see Bobby back in form. But if Bobby was fit for the game today and Jota, who would you be starting right now, Jay?
At the moment, it's got to be Jota. Just nearly got an hat-trick, hasn't he? And I hate that when you get taken off on 2. Right to Torres every week burns my head out. But I think it keeps them on the toes. But yeah, I how much I love Firmino. I wouldn't drop him for anyone. But I've said that. But at this moment in time, you just can't. You can't. It'd be stupid to take Jota out the team. He's absolutely in the form of his life at the minute. So yeah, I'd like to see it in the future, Jota leading the line and Bobby behind him in the 10 role, to see how that goes. Use that in like the cup competitions, but I think we've used it before and it hasn't ended great.
Do you know what, Jay? Just to follow up on that, that's going to happen in January. That's going to happen in January when the African Cup of Nations is happening. We'll play a 4-3-1-2.
Yeah,
and Bobby will be behind Jota and Origi.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
That'll be what happens, because that's perfect. I reckon that's why I'm not worried about January. Half of our PlayStation fans and Xbox fans are all crying about January. Oh, we need to go and spend millions and millions and millions again because we're going. You don't go and blow 100 million to cover 4 weeks.
No, not a chance.
I mean, this is what some of these fans are like. You just be patient, and Klopp's a tactical genius. What he'll do is, because remember we did it with a spell with Shaqiri, playing just behind the two. You just drop formations. So I think exactly with what you're saying now, you will see Bobby behind Jota and Origi. And Origi's looking good. I know Newcastle are coming. I said to you on the first podcast, Newcastle were rumoured to be in for him. It's getting stronger by the minute. And I've heard as well, sorry to go off subject here, but I've heard that Gomez is wanted by Villa.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
So that might be one to watch out for. He's not even getting in the team now, is he? Or even a game.
I don't think he's going to be honest. It's something I've said. I like the lad, but I feel like all his best defending is following a mistake.
Yeah.
So he might chase his tail and clear the ball, but it's the initial thing he's made done wrong. Yeah. That is why he defends well. So I think with Canard, Matip and Van Dijk.
One thing I will say is, obviously being at the game on Saturday, me and Craig, he's still not getting any. Canard was outstanding, wasn't he? He was absolutely outstanding. He just dangles his leg and he's so calm on the ball. He's so good.
I wouldn't change the team. For tonight's match, I wouldn't change the team that we had against Southampton. I think I'd want to see Thiago, Henderson and Fabinho starting again, because when they're on the game, they're our best midfield trio, really. And even Konate, for his age, I think he's just a brilliant player. And you think about what he's going to be like in 5-6 years, working alongside Van Dijk for a couple of years. He's going to just be the top centre back, isn't he?
Absolutely.
Unreal.
He looked brilliant. I hate looking at men like him, the size of him, and thinking, how am I older than him? Look at him.
just going. I know he's a man mounting him and Van Dijk. Just going on back on tonight's game though, which is really important. I don't think Klopp will play Thiago in the midfield, and I'll tell you why. His press conference yesterday that I watched, he said he hates these games. He doesn't like them. He said he doesn't like them because his players are assaulted all the time in tackles. So what's Thiago going to be? He's going to be a target. He was a target in the derby last year, wasn't there? So I reckon what's going to happen is Everton will fire. You need 3 combatants in midfield that are going to be able to put a foot in. So I'd play James Milner. I'd play Fabinho. And I'd play... This is the tricky one. Hendo, yeah. So Milner, yeah.
No,
you need 3, yeah. You need to play them 3 because if you're playing a player that's going to be on the ball a lot, then he's just going to get people putting foot through him. So I'd save the players that are technical. This is a game about matching Everton for physicality because that's all they're going to throw at us. They've got no quality, in my opinion. Most of the quality they've got are injured, right? So they're just going to want to kick us off the park. And Rafa is the best defensive coach there is. He will not want to lose that game tomorrow. He will play a 5-4-1, knowing him, with Rondon up front on his own. So I just genuinely believe it's got, you know what it's like? He's doing it for Newcastle. He knew how to shut out teams with that kind of dynamic sort of defensive unit. So I just think tomorrow we need, I said this before, when Rafa was manager of us, remember we played in Spain and we played, I think Atletico Madrid away in the Champions League, and he played all the players that had played in Spain. You know, that's what he's like. I think that we need to adopt that same mentality tomorrow. We need the players that can take the physical side. And I don't want Thiago getting bloody injured because, like I just said, I think he's that important for us in the European Cup. I would literally listen. At the end of the day, a draw isn't a bad result today. I'm not saying we're going to get it. I think we'll win, but don't get like what happened last year. Korea, well, not Korea threatening injuries because they were, but I don't know, season-defining injuries, which affects everything for us because these are, like Klopp tried to say a little bit carefuler today, a bunch of thugs sometimes, Newcastle, Everton, when they come in for tackles. And I don't care, the VAR decision, I still think against Pickford was a disgrace and he should have been banned. And that's what I'll stand by that. And Richarlison, I mean, I'll tell you one thing, I'll stick my neck out on the line now. An Everton player will be sent off tonight. I guarantee it.
Yeah. They'll get frustrated like they always do.
Yeah.
Someone will walk.
Yeah.
I just think, just going back to Konate, that Ralph Rangnick, who United have just put in charge for the rest of the season. So he's obviously like the sort of inventor of gegenpress, isn't he? Apparently Klopp got his opinion on Konate and Upamecano, which one he should be going for, which one's going to have the better future. And he said Konate. So he's got the fucking royal stamp of approval from Jurgen's mentor, if you like.
Call him the Godfather, don't he, that Ragnick?
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? He's won
No, I've seen
never
won
one. I think he's won one German Cup. I think he's won any.
See, this is a good thing about studying football like I do. He actually is underrated because it's not about trophies. He's dragged German teams out of third divisions into the second divisions, into the champ. He's like, he took Schalke to a Champions League final. He won the German FA Cup with Schalke. He's actually one of them managers, like Klopp, which builds sort of legacies like over years. He's matched like, I mean, that was one thing, but the reason why I'm laughing is because the Wealdstone Raider he was compared to, and he's seen that, and that's what I was laughing at earlier when I seen that. But now I've heard he's a little bit of a real thorough sort of intellect in football, and if he's at Man United, the Klopp said it's a worrying thing. But I'm not worried about Man United.
I'm not worried about United. It's not even that. They're a team of individuals. They're not a team that works together, and I think that's where there's a fine line between.
His style won't suit them.
No, like they've got too many. Like they won't play the high pressing game yet. I know Sancho and that done it the other day, but they're not going to do that for 38 games a season. They're too lazy. And Ronaldo storming down.
Transition, isn't it, Man U? Let him keep transitioning all the time. It's funny.
Yeah.
Watch him.
No, I think for me, Rangnick, he comes across a bit of like a Marco Bielsa. He's heralded all around the world, and yeah, maybe you're probably right. Maybe his accolades don't match up to the sort of the high esteem that he's held in. And I think it's the same with Bielsa. You know, Guardiola's talked a lot about him.
Yeah.
And he's done well with Leeds, to be fair to him. Like, but yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Not asked.
No,
Yeah.
couldn't give a fuck. So,
Well, it's called the German Roy Hodgson as well in one tabloid I've seen today. So you're definitely not asked.
Yeah,
Love love it.
Shit.
So yeah, look, the derby, we know how big it is. Like you said, Neil, someone will get sent off. We'll frustrate them. I think we're going to put a few past them. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be nice having the fans back. Like, I think obviously we missed that at Anfield last season when they snuck that win. I still don't believe that was a penalty for them, by the way. Trent was on the floor looking the wrong way, like sat down. How that's a penalty, I'll never know.
I still don't know how Mane was offside at Goodison as well last year as well. That's another one, wasn't it, where he was
Henderson denied his winner.
Yeah.
Fucking joke.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible. That put me off footy. That
It was horrible, wasn't it?
the heart with VAR. I thought I can't be arsed celebrating a goal ever again.
No,
It was horrible, wasn't it?
Feeling me dad had fainted. It was brilliant.
We didn't.
Mad.
I know.
Well, we didn't the other day, did we? We didn't celebrate. I think we got one of the goals and that. And everyone just stood there as if to say, like, what's happening? Because Mane had that one ruled off, didn't he?
Against Porto, Mane got a goal ruled off for offside, which was an absolute disgrace. I mean,
Yeah.
it was. I mean, what is going on with these offside decisions? But tell you what, I just want to go back to Goodison tonight. Can you imagine if it had, like Man United when we were 4-0 off after about 20 minutes? Can you imagine if they start leaving Goodison after 16 minutes and we have them two photos together this season of like Old Trafford emptying and Goodison emptying?
Meeting in the middle.
Yeah, meeting in the middle.
You're giving JT shirt ideas here and everything.
What's it called? Lowry does that artist impression. Like Lowry got the Manx and the Everton fans walking like that.
Oh, well, one of the fellas brought that. I think he made that as a T-shirt with the Man
Yeah,
United.
the Lowry one. Yeah,
Proper tees. You can
Yeah,
get
it
it
was
from.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
So
God.
I seen this on Twitter yesterday. So I'm going to ask you all the question one by one. What would you rather see? Would you rather us be absolutely battering them and it's 4-5-0 at half time, or and they're all gone by half time, or would you rather the ground's still full, they're all bouncing, 95th minute we get a winner, they're all there to see it? Neil, what would you rather see out of them two?
It's happened before, this, hasn't it? It's happened before.
We've done both of them.
I'm going to say we've done both.
Was it a Mane penalty? I'm sure it's a 97th minute.
It wasn't a pen, no.
Sturridge.
It's a post, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And then Mane followed it in. didn't he?
Yeah.
But then we also got the Origi one where Pickford tipped it onto the bar, and that haven't we? Do you know what I mean?
No, do you know what I'd like to see?
pitch,
Do you know what I'd like to see?
Yeah,
I'd like to,
quality.
this is going to sound mental because I suppose that's how I think. I'd like to see them go 1-0 up, right? And it gets to about the 88th minute and they're all singing, they're all dancing. And then we equalise it at 90th minute 1-0 and then we win it the 96th minute. So for the whole 90 minutes, you think they've won the game.
I just wouldn't want to be. I just wouldn't
that's
want to be
cruel, innit?
1-0 down at 88 minutes me against Everton.
I'm just messing about.
I know, but I couldn't take that.
They'll throw another fucking keeper on and everything then.
No, my stomach turns. Personally, as great as it is battering them late winners, you can't buy them. They're honestly with them all in the ground. But if we were 4-0 up at half time and the away end screaming Rafa's name, their heads would blow up.
Yeah,
I could see something like someone coming on the pitch if that happened.
Yeah.
And literally trying to attack him or something. No, I really could. I could see the tension being that bad. And if Rafa's getting his name sung and he's like on the touchline doing all that, I think some madden will run on.
it brings you back to the United, doesn't it? When they're singing Ollie's at the wheel and that, when they're 5-0 up and stuff, and and all the United.
All the Man United fans were recording.
Yeah, they were recording that.
What
Do you know what I mean? They didn't want. They haven't want them there. But me personally, I'm not fussed how it ends up. I wouldn't mind being 5-0 up after 20 minutes and we sing Rafa Benitez and seeing the faces at half time leaving. It wouldn't bother me in the slightest because my dad's a Blue, so it'd be even better. You know what I mean? So it wouldn't really bother me.
Just change it to Rafa's at the wheel, not Ollie's at the wheel. Rafa's at the wheel. At the wheel.
But I can definitely see us being 2-0 up or something, and Rafa's Benitez's name is going to be getting chanted from the away end, and definitely not from the home fans tomorrow.
Oh, imagine he puts the thumb up. Imagine he does it.
I tell you what, Rafa has got some balls, by the way, because I tell you something now, I'd have been like, see you later. I ain't doing that game tomorrow. I'm off. Get me a job in China again.
Nah, I reckon we'll smash them 5-0. And then at the end of the game, Rafa's going to do like a fucking Superman, rip his shirt open and just reveal a Liverpool kit.
Well, did you see that Darren Farley video?
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah.
With the wig and
He's
the
got the scarf on. His
no,
Liverpool scarf.
look behind him. Look behind him at the trophy
I'm going to play
cabinet.
4-5-1 and play Gordon or something. Yes, I'm not fucking. And he goes, it's too fucking obvious. Too fucking obvious.
If you look behind him at the trophy cabinet, you'll see like 3 things.
Yeah.
1879 trophy, it says, and then there's one little
it's
thing
fucking great.
saying the GOAT of the Year award, and then People's Club.
Oh no,
Mate,
I'll have to
that
give that a
sounds
watch
brilliant.
after we're done here. I haven't seen that. Like, no, like I say, I think it's. I'm not really that bothered myself whether we get a 90th minute winner or whether we're battering them 5-0. I think one way or another, we're going to dominate the game, and I think Pickford probably will have the game of his life and still concede 3. It's just.
You've got to remember, lad, this is their cup final. If they lost every other game,
they bring DVD. I guarantee you, there's a DVD. There's a DVD of their win at Anfield in that shop.
Probably
I've got Everton fans saying to me, and that lad, when was the last time you won a derby and that? And I was like, are you messing with your first one in how many years? You know what I mean? It's like 10 years or something. And they're going, you haven't won a derby for nearly 2 years now. And we're like, lad, just give it a rest, will you? You know what I mean?
It's embarrassing that.
I've never seen a fan base like it in my life. I remember when I was at work once, I think they beat, who was it away 3-2? They beat someone in the Premier League away 3-2. And it was a really good comeback. And I went to the lad the next day, who was a big blue nose. And I said, did you enjoy the game? He said, I didn't watch it. I watched you play Man United because I needed you to. He watched us over his own team because he knew that Man U. I mean, what kind of fans are these? I don't get it.
Weird, aren't they?
It's
when
not
we
even
were going
just,
for
it's
the
not just
when we were
Everton
going for the
fans.
league a few years ago, my mate, he's a proper blue, he's a genuine blue, been everywhere been to Wembley once, everywhere, and he was cheering Man United's goals against them, and they come back to like 3-3 or something one season, and it was when we were fighting them for the league, and he fucking screamed the house down when Man United scored, and I just thought, yous are a fucking wavelength different than everyone.
It's like when we played Real Madrid in the final, they all went out and were buying Real Madrid tops and going down a boozer.
I was going to say, did you see them in the boozer? The video, ESPN done it, didn't he?
Yeah,
in the fucking blue.
That's what I mean. They meet up in their Everton pubs to watch our games.
It's like when you see them as well on the parade. I think if you've seen the video with that van playing Z cars going down the parade and that, and you're like, it's the only time they're ever going to be able to go to
I mean,
parade.
that was cringy.
Yeah.
That was cringy. That was, wasn't it? I mean,
They're laughing like we're annoyed about it. Do you know what I mean? No one's asked about a van coming down with Z cars because we're waiting for the European Cup or the Premier League to come down the street. You know
not seen that? You not seen that graph? I love that graph. A graph of an Everton fan throughout the season, and it says, "Gonna win a league." Going to win league. Then it goes down. Going to finish top 4.
They
then
go boo boys.
Going to win a trophy. Then it goes Heysel. Then it goes Man City.
No, have you seen that? I've seen that picture from years ago.
Picture of the seagull. Fucking boo.
Have you seen that picture from years ago? I think I sent it to you a while back, Jay. And it's a
runners up.
It's a parade for us. I think we won the league and cup double or something like that.
86.
About 86.
League and cup double.
And we're doing a parade. And then behind it is Everton doing a runners-up bus.
Swear to God, I didn't think it was real. Google it.
Phenomenal.
No wonder they hate us.
Brilliant. Imagine they paid their rent. They'd have had a chance, wouldn't they?
You know what? You say no wonder they hate us. They bring it on themselves, though.
But we live rent free in all the Reds because we're the fair. They don't even talk about their own team. It's trying to.
I think they know more about us than they do Everton. Honestly, I really do. No more about
say that to them. They hate us more than they love them.
Yeah,
it's that simple. They hate us more. Yeah. But as soon as they lose a game and you try and have a bit of a laugh with one of your mates, it's like fucking obsessed with us. We're like, why? Oh, we're in your heads. Why are you using our heads? We're just literally having a bit of a laugh with you. You win one game and tell us all your players at starting our team. They're fucking deluded.
I've been having it since the start of the season when he won like 5 on a bounce, and he was my mate saying to me, "Yeah, look, we only need so many points and we're getting European football now. We're only like how many off the mark?" And I was like, "Lad, said these are like deckies, just come down in January, simple as." But obviously this time they've come down a lot before. They haven't even had a chance to get up there first, but.
He was singing and the league over in that last season, about 4 games in. And over Liverpool, and you're thinking, you's actually fucking.
They believe they're going to win it.
They would cheer on a team that sing songs about feed the Scousers and you scout like Man United. How can they sing? Cheer on Man United and Man City when they sing that about their own people.
Did
I
you
mean,
see the
that
video of
shows
them
you
the other
how
day?
much- yeah.
After the Brentford game, the
Yeah.
Boo Boys are back
Yeah.
out, aren't they? In a major way. They're not going to be happy tomorrow. And if it
Have you
goes,
seen-
even if you
have
go
you-
1-0 down, they go 1-0 down.
Have you seen
They're
that
gonna be
Twitter
booing.
video of their new stadium where it goes around? You see all the emoji, but someone's documented the sound where they're going boo, wankers, you shit.
Nah, like you say, they're a
Oh,
weird
great.
bunch. I seen a tweet the other day, and it was someone moaning about whatever their last home game was, and like this fella come in and he was wearing a red coat. He needs to be stopped at the gates. He shouldn't be let in. We've got standards to uphold. It's like it's a fucking coat, you beaut.
Mate.
Just imagine Rafa's got a red tie on or something now, just for a laugh.
I just hope we fucking win now after this.
I know.
We're gonna look like fucking knobheads.
This will be deleted.
Yeah, I was going to say, just delete it if we lose, just delete it.
Nah, to be fair, if we lose, we'll be the most popular fucking Liverpool podcast on Everton pages. So I will be sad.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. Now, predictions then, boys. We're going to do a prediction. I'm going to say, I'll go first. I think Everton will score. I think it'll be 2-1 to us, though.
2-1?
Yeah, 2-1. I think it's going to be tight tomorrow. I'm going on my football opinion, not my heart. I'm going on based on Rafa. Rafa will not want to get hammered tomorrow, and Rafa is one of the best defensive coaches going. And I think as long as we win, I think they will be so camped in. Watched a lot of Newcastle's games under Rafa Benitez, and that is how they do. They bank in, they'll frustrate us. And I just think what will happen is the only way they'll come out is if either we score first, go 1-0 up, then they'll have to come out. But I don't know. That's what I love about predictions. But I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool win.
I'll put my neck on the line. I don't think they've got the capabilities or the defence skill to be able to hold us out. If they put every man on the bench in their goal, I still think we'd score 3. I think that ability-wise, I think they're absolutely terrible. And I don't think they put enough work in for the team. They're not putting enough work in for the manager or the fans. I think that's why the fans hate them. So I do honestly believe it'll be like 4 or 5 tomorrow. I can hear it now. Jota scored 1. Jota scored 2. Jota scored 4.
Well, I hope you're right. I hope
so. Otherwise, I'm getting fucking lynched.
I'm going to be a bit more modest than Jay. I'm only going to go 3-0.
I'm
not. I'm sticking right with you, Jay. I'm going 4 or 5. Easy. I think we're going to smash them tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait. You two are definitely going on the Everton channels tomorrow.
I can be. I don't mind me. I
was being plastered for a reason. I want to be. I'm only messing. No, that's what I genuinely do believe, because I obviously tactically, I've seen Man United. They had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager. Come on, so I can't see Rafa being that stupid. He's not that stupid as a manager. So a win's a win, whether it's 1-0, 2-0, 10-0. Get the 3 points, get out that shed. I couldn't believe how bad that ground was. I've always seen, honestly, I couldn't believe, since I started my job doing deliveries around in Goodison and all this area, right? I've always seen Goodison from my view. So you've got Stanley Park here, you've got Anfield here. You'll see that little end where it looks all right. But anyway, got a delivery on the side of it. That can't be a Premier League ground. I'm going around it. They've got pictures up in black and white from like heroes lifting trophies. All the bricks are rotting. It looks like a ground that's still stuck in the 80s. Yeah. How bad Anfield was in the 80s when everyone used to talk about it was really rough around here. That's still stuck in that time warp. That's still 1980s, just across Stanley Park.
To be fair, so's the team.
The other day, and it was pitch black, and they didn't even have the fucking lights on. They must be savings off.
They don't even have a cleaning. I worked as a cleaner at Anfield. We used to have a daily team, even a night shift. Don't even have a daily cleaning team. They just have a match day cleaning team. Don't have tours. They just have tours once a month because they can't fill their tours.
There's nothing to look out though, is there? When you go on a tour, you know what I mean?
Go on a tour.
Can't say, come on, let's go look at the...
Yeah, but they clean that ground up.
And there's the door, let's see.
Honestly.
There's that cabinet for the European Cup that we've never won.
Even
still got that clock in on it.
Even the statues running away from the fucking stadium.
Have you seen that video about the trophy room? And it says we sent one of our lads over to Anfield to measure the European Cup so we could build a cabinet big enough to fit it. It's got a clock in it at the minute. It goes back, that clock is still there.
That clock will never leave.
Would you release that? Would you release that video yourself, your football club, going, we've made this cabinet for when we win it. Because we haven't won it, here's a fucking clock. They just make them. They're just the own worst enemies.
I've got Everton fans who think they've actually won a European Cup, and then you have argued blue in the face like, lads, we have. I went, what? And he went, it's the European Cup Winners' Cup. He thinks it's a Europe. They can class that because there was no European trophy that year. they won the European Cup Winners' Cup. It's now the new European Cup for the year. But no, if they let them have it, if they want to try and claim a Cup Winners' Cup.
It's that good a competition. It's gone.
I know.
We were too busy winning European Cups when they were winning the Cup Winners' Cup and that way. And it's just, yeah, it is what it is. I think that's probably equivalent to like the Europa Conference at this day and age, really, that Europa Cup Winners' Cup, isn't it?
That's what it is, yeah.
Yeah, the conference of the Europa. It's just pointless.
Fucking mad, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a different breed, aren't they? It's great listening to them because it's just like, lad, you haven't got a clue what you're on about.
It must be horrible to have your season over every year before Christmas.
No.
It's not even before Christmas, it's before October. It's not even before Christmas. It's just, what are we playing for? Oh, we'll play for we've beat Liverpool once in 10 years cup, do you know what I mean? That's all they can play for every season.
Their fans, like, they're equivalent to Villa and Newcastle, and they're like, fuck off, behave, we're bigger than, they're not bigger than that.
Yeah, but this is what winds me up about him. I was arguing at work. He said that Yerry Mina was better than Fabinho. He said that Digne was the best left back in the world, better than Robertson. He said that flipping Ben Godfrey was better than Van Dijk. I was like, what game are you watching? And he actually, I thought he was cracking. He wasn't even joking. He still believes it.
I've got them telling me they're saying you've only got one world-class player in your team, and that's Salah.
Calvert-Lewin's better than Firmino.
They're just tapped.
Yeah,
tapped.
That's the word for it. It's fucking ridiculous. But that's why we love them, because we get to come on here and buzz off them for 20 minutes.
Yeah. We should have saved this buzzing for after the fucking match.
I'm not confident.
I'm
not confident about us. I was saying, me and Neil have said it all season. I don't feel nervous. I haven't felt nervous. I went to the City game as well. Any game this season, you go in and you just think we can do them, and with ease as well. It's not even like you go in as last season and a couple of seasons ago, you go in and you're like, oh, we're against Everton, but the way they played this season, I know you say form goes out the window, but I just think we're going to blow them out the water.
I do. As I say, I know how good Rafa is defensively in that, but you can only work with what you've got, and I just think they're shite.
I think, Rafa's brilliant, but Klopp's a genius, do you know what I mean? Klopp will be able to know how to break them teams down and what he's going to do, but yeah,
they'll just make their own mistakes like that. But look at Man City. City went there, and their tactics from the word go was not to get twatted. It wasn't even to score a goal. It was just don't concede 6. Even at 1-0, 2-0, they're not doing anything tactically or substitution wise to try and nick a goal. They're just happy and content, not getting fucked at the minute.
Even against Brentford. Against Brentford, they didn't even look like they were going to score if you left them on the pitch for another half an hour.
Can't you remember all the Everton fans sharing videos of us drawing 3-3 with them?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, look at us.
Look at DVDs out and everything, didn't they?
Drawing 3-3 with a championship side they were putting up. That worked out well for you, didn't it?
No, they're a different breed. Look, as we've all had our piece now, I think we're all very confident going into the game. Neil maybe a little less than the rest of us, but still, he knows we're going to win. We're going to get the 3 points.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward to watching us.
Hey,
back,
Neil,
to be honest with you,
just a quick one. Have you changed your name to Neil Anfield Liverpool?
That's always been like that.
It comes up there, doesn't it? Neil Anfield Liverpool.
Yeah. Just edit
I can
where
see everyone else's name, and then I can just see yours going Anfield Liverpool. Like, hey, change his name here.
Do you poll and everything?
Yeah. Shows your birth certificate.
I'll leave my mobile number at the side, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Boys.
Look, it's been an absolute pleasure once again. And we'll do it again very soon. Thanks for coming on again.
Cheers, boy.
See you soon.
The Reds.
The Reds.